afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. Brady's in again today. Susan is now in London. If you're playing the home game, move your little marker.
Yes.
So she'll be back next week. Good to see you today.
Good to see you.
Breaking news in the last couple of hours, Madison police have arrested a man who they say is connected to a string of burglaries across Dane County.
People can finally crawl out from under that mountain of debt.
And big changes are coming for millions of Americans with student loans.
And sitting in jail without an attorney almost a year. That's the case for several clients joining a class action lawsuit filed against Wisconsin. Our Naomi Coles explains. Let's first take a look outside. Last couple of days of freedom for these kids.
Their best lives right there.
This is a great day to be outside.
It is.
When does school start? I think next week, this week? August 1st. No, not August 1st. It's August 24th.
September.
It's sometime.
You know what? We don't have to worry about it.
Best rain chances overnight. That's what we're concerned about. Greg is in the backyard with the details on that. Enjoying the sunshine.
Yeah, it's a little bit more muggy out here. I definitely can feel it right now. So temperatures have topped out in the low 80s for most of the locations. See 82 at Middleton. I saw an 83 earlier, but that's about what we've experienced here. So average temp right now is about 77. So we are above average. The one notice is the dew points, especially out west. Over in Iowa, you see dew points increase about 10. Even here, it's about 1 to 2. But that's going to be increasing overnight, and that's why it's going to feel a little bit more muggier than what we had in the past. The system that we're monitoring about the showers and thunderstorms is out to the west. Most of it is into northern Wisconsin, and we're going to watch for development from Waterloo up to the Mississippi River area. That's where probably later tonight you're going to see some things develop. That's what's going to be pushing our way later tonight, so that's what we have to watch out for. For the evening and for every rest of most of the evening and most of the night before midnight, warm, more humid. Thunderstorms after midnight as you go further towards the Mississippi River, probably before. And then we could have a wet AM commute, maybe some patchy fog. Most of the showers look to be east of Madison by morning, but a few of them will remain, and we could see some patchy fog too. But we'll time out the thunderstorms here in the broadcast in a little bit.
All right, Greg, we'll see you then. Thank you. Let's get to those breaking news stories out of Dane County today.
Well, first, in the last couple of hours, Madison police officers have arrested a man who they believe is responsible for more than a dozen burglaries between May and July. 34-year-old Tremaine Franklin is in jail right now, charged with 4 counts of burglary. But Madison police say they're prepared to ask the DA to file another 11 burglary charges, which could bring the total to 15. Armand Rahman joins us now from the shopping plaza where many of them happened. Armand?
Mark and Brady, police say 8 of the 15 places Franklin hid were in the Clock Tower Plaza here on Mineral Point Road. And they say it's possible that he burglarized more here in Dane County and even in Rock County. Now, according to MPD, Franklin broke into several businesses here in May. Then a few days later, a couple who owns a restaurant says they found someone broke in and stole more than $10,000 from inside. Those were just 2 of the burglaries police investigated, which required them combing through surveillance video, sending DNA to the Wisconsin Crime Lab, and of course, talking to the victims.
Nearly every single one of these businesses was a small family-run business. And the detectives were told not only of the financial burden that this took on them, but also the fear that the families and employees had after going back to work after the crime.
The investigation led MPD to find more evidence in Franklin's apartment in June. They tracked him to a house on the east side in July, and after negotiations and help from his family, he surrendered and was arrested. Now, police say in all the cases, there was over $17,000 in stolen items of value and $20,000 in property damage. And they say they suspect Franklin was in a group. They're still working on identifying any more suspects. You're now live in Madison. Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. And other breaking news this afternoon, officials with the Dane County Sheriff's Office have made an arrest in connection with the death of a 39-year-old woman earlier this year. Dora Gonzalez-Zarate was found dead in her home in the town of York on May 24th. At the time, officials said they believed her death was not random. Today, Dane County Sheriff Calvin Barrett said 71-year-old Jose Luis Gonzalez Sr. of Delaware was arrested in connection to her death. He's charged with first-degree intentional homicide.
A warrant uncovered several firearms at the home of Luis, and those are currently at the state crime lab being processed.
According to Barrett, an investigation found that Gonzalez and Zarate were in a relationship, and Gonzalez was allegedly at her house on the day her body was found. Gonzalez reportedly left Wisconsin in the days following the murder and traveled back to Delaware. Authorities there recently arrested Gonzalez. Barrett said that arrangements are being made to bring him back to Wisconsin. Well, sitting in jail without an attorney for months, almost a year.
Yeah, that's the case for several clients joining a class action lawsuit filed against key Wisconsin officials. Naomi Coles joins us to explain.
I talked with the attorneys leading this case, and this to them represents a landmark moment that they have been working toward for more than a decade. They petitioned the state Supreme Court years ago for higher wages for both public defenders and private attorneys who help take those cases, and they were only partially successful. That's what triggered 4 years later this class action lawsuit. It is representing 8 current or former inmates, but the problem is one likely thousands of people are experiencing.
Our lag time, if you want to call it that, is stuns other people. We have one plaintiff in our case has waited about a year.
In that time, witnesses get lost, surveillance footage gets written over, memories fade, and whoever, if there's a victim in the case, well, that person doesn't get any closure.
Now, the goal of the lawsuit, if they win, is forcing the state to set a 2-week turnaround time for appointing public defenders.
So what's the precedent here for a 2-week turnaround time?
Years back, the Wisconsin State Supreme Court actually found that they condemned the practice of allowing people to sit in jail for longer than 2 weeks before they actually are assigned an attorney. And kind of dating back farther than that, we have a requirement here in general for public defenders. They've been a requirement in Wisconsin since 1963. They were put in place in the 1970s, so this problem is actually dating back far longer than, perhaps we know.
Only the governor and defenders board are named, but why not also name the legislature since that body holds so much power over the budget?
Yeah, it's an excellent question because, again, it's really this balance between the legislature and the governor that sets the purse strings for this type of issue. So in this case, it's actually, the attorneys explained, there's a bit of a complicated legal precedent or a legal doctrine that prevents them from actually suing the legislature directly. But again, this problem is one that the legislature and the governor's office have to some degree, work together on in order to assign the money to address the issue.
All right, Naomi, keep on it. Bring back any updates as needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Naomi. Well, Janesville police are setting new goals for public safety in a place that affects just about everyone. The department's annual report highlighted a trend of increasing danger on the road. The 2021 report out this week looks at everything from training hours and recruitment efforts to citizen complaints and use of force incidents to all the different types of traffic events. From 2020 to 2021, the department saw a 19% jump in reported crashes, an increase of 23% for injury crashes, and a 16% increase of hit and runs. There were also 9 crashes where people died in Janesville, which is nearly triple the department's 5-year average of 3.4, a number that's very concerning to Janesville's police chief.
From an enforcement perspective, those are all things that we can have an impact on. And we have our officers out there working on speeding vehicles, seat belts. We make probably more than our share of OWI arrests. So we're addressing those issues because we know they're causes of crashes.
The report also shows more stolen vehicles in Janesville, a problem Madison is also experiencing. At 6, we'll share what the police are doing to tackle the issue.
Well, relief is on the way for millions of Americans with federal student loans.
Today, President Biden pledged to wipe away thousands of dollars of college debt, and the administration is also proposing big changes to the repayment programs.
Skylar Henry is at the White House with reaction and what this means for borrowers.
Another campaign promise fulfilled, with President Joe Biden announcing student debt relief for federal borrowers.
Here's what my administration is going to do to provide more breathing room for people so they have less burden by student debt.
The president's plan forgives $20,000 of debt for Pell Grant recipients and $10,000 for other borrowers, and it's capped for borrowers who earn less than $125,000. Additionally, the Department of Education has proposed new rules that would cap income-driven repayment plans at 5% of monthly income and overhaul the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program.
For anybody with student loans, it's a big deal. this could totally wipe out the student loan burden for about a quarter of borrowers.
The Biden administration is also extending the moratorium on federal student loan repayments one last time, with payments set to resume after this year's midterm elections in January.
Moderate Democrats, progressive Democrats don't want to see tens of millions of Americans get student loan bills just before they're asking voters to go to the polls.
But top Republicans are slamming it as inflationary.
Just think about how unfair this is for all the Americans who are harmed by this, who are now on the hook for hundreds of billions of dollars of other people's loans.
In a scathing statement, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell dubbed the president's plan student loan socialism. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The president says the Department of Education will release more guidance in the coming weeks for federal borrowers to apply for the student debt relief announced today.
Well, Democrats are continuing to put pressure on Republicans to allow the state of Wisconsin to actually use the opioid money it's been rewarded.
Political reporter Will Keneally has more on that push. Will.
So just last week, an anonymous Republican on the state legislature's budget writing committee blocked the state's plan to spend the money. Republicans say they want to tweak the plan written by the state's health services department and are working quickly to do so. But Democrats on the committee say no meeting is on the horizon to get that done. And they say it needs to be done soon. Dane County Sheriff Calvin Barrett says law enforcement needs those resources to be deployed upstream.
We need a proactive approach and not a continuous reactive approach. As the Dane County Sheriff, I'm here to say that we will not arrest our way out of this opioid pandemic, and we need help.
So the state wants to spend the money on infrastructure improvements and distributing antidotes like Narcan. The DHS says that it's important to get the state plan out first so that local governments who also get a chunk of the money can build their plans around it. Republicans have not said what changes they hope to make or on what timeline they expect to do so. The committee's co-chairs say that they are working with stakeholders like the Department of Health Services, but that secretary said today that she's not heard yet from.
All right, well, thank you very much. Yesterday, Florida and New York held their primaries for this year's pivotal November election. Democrats in Florida are putting their bets on Charlie Crist, a man that served as a Republican governor before switching parties a decade ago. They're now hoping that he can take on Florida GOP Governor Ron DeSantis, who's been on the national stage taking on public school agendas and even going up against Disney, leading up to a potential 2024 presidential run.
Florida will be the vanguard of freedom in this country.
In New York, two major institutions of Congress were forced to face off. Judiciary Chair Jerry Nadler defeated Oversight Committee Chair Carolyn Maloney, which the party says is a major loss of a powerhouse Democrat due to a newly redrawn congressional district. Well, eating healthy and safely can be a challenge when you travel.
You mean the pretzels and the mimosa I have aren't good enough?
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, it doesn't have to be challenging. We'll get some advice from CBS travel reporter Wendy Gillette when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
Attention homeowners, we started with 50, then 30. Now we've reached the final days, looking for 20 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade. Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 remodeler, your trusted local source for kitchen cabinet refacing. It's fun and easy to make your dream kitchen a reality. Choose from dozens of colors and options, like soft closing doors and drawers, pull-out shelving, and more, installed in as little as 2 days. Final days, 20 homeowners who call now will receive special savings, free installation on your cabinet refacing project, 18 months, no interest, no payments, senior and military discounts. We'll take before and after pictures and compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
We're an electrical contractor for commercial ag companies. We have 80 employees and 40 trucks, and we operate all over. We're paying almost double what we did last year for fuel, and policies from liberals in Washington are making it worse. Senator Ron Johnson is fighting for relief at the pump. He voted to finish the Keystone Pipeline and increase U.S. oil and gas production. That could make a real difference for small businesses like us. Tell Senator Ron Johnson, keep fighting to restore American energy independence.
Shop the end of summer clearance sale at Grand Appliance for up to 25% off, plus an extra $1,000 in rebate savings you won't find anywhere else. Get unbeatable deals like this Samsung large capacity French door refrigerator with dispenser for just $17.98, along with big end of season discounts on top grill brands like Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon. Visit grandappliance.com or your local showroom today. Grand Appliance, the appliance experts.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin? Not me.
Because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And for kids ages 6 months and up, that means clearer skin and noticeably less itch. With Dupixent, you can change how their skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
Well, farmers are going to be getting some financial aid.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture has earmarked more than $500 million to fund initiatives for the industry. This comes from two provisions signed into law under the Inflation Reduction Act. Around $300 million will go toward projects to help farmers, ranchers, and forest landowners who are struggling. The rest is designated for the National Institute of Food and Agriculture's program that focuses on educational opportunities for minorities-serving institutions, groups, and organizations interested in either program need to apply by late October.
Instagram is testing a feature called IG Candid Challenges, and that appears to be strikingly similar to the core concept of Be Real. Well, on Be Real, users get a prompt at a random time each day, and then they have 2 minutes to snap and post an unfiltered front and back photo of what they're up to. Similarly, the Candid Challenges option prompts Instagram users every day at a different time to share a photo to their stories within a 2-minute time frame. See the connection? It also appears to use dual camera shots, a selfie and a rear camera photo simultaneously, a hallmark of Be Real.
That seems like a lot of work. Here's your word of the day: doppelganger. People who look alike, but they're not related at all. Turns out you might have a look-alike out there, and there's a new research about so-called doppelgangers. In a study published yesterday in the journal Cell Reports, a Spanish researcher found people who look alike also have similarities in their DNA. The lead scientist on the study says there are so many people in the world now that the system is repeating itself. The thought is, if people have similar enough genes to look alike, they might get similar diseases as well.
Who's your doppelganger?
Well, when I was younger, it used to be John Denver.
I can see that.
You?
Oh, Jordan Rogers. I get that sometimes, or James Vanderbeek. Guy Smiley, the Muppet. Depends on the day. Well, today was milk, cottage cheese, yogurt, and sour cream day at the World Dairy Expo at Madison College. Those products are known as Grade A products, and judging was taking place for them today. The World Dairy Expo is a 3-day event that started in 2003 and is the only one in the world that features a full array of dairy products. The contest brought 1,560 entries this year from 94 classes.
We have 54 judges coming in from all over North America, and they are the top sensory evaluators in their field. They know the nuances they can pick up in their palate immediately. Little things, it's just an off flavor or just texture being a little different.
Although there are fewer farms than there were 30 years ago, the state is actually producing more milk and dairy products than ever before.
Well, now I'm hungry. Stocks closed higher as investors await rate clarity from the feds. The Dow Industrials gained 59 points, closing at 32,969. The NASDAQ added 50, and the S&P 500 tacked on 12. Catering to food preferences and allergies is a vital part of the travel experience these days, no matter where you go in the world.
CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette traveled to South Africa to show how that's happening even in extremely remote locations. She joins us from New York. So, Wendy, where did you all go down there?
Mark and Brady, I traveled to Kruger National Park for a safari in northeast South Africa. You fly into Johannesburg and then drive several hours or take an hour flight. It's rural, so rural there were periodic Wi-Fi blackouts, but any dietary needs you have are more than satisfied, no matter how specific.
This kitchen at Lion Sands Ivory Lodge in the Sabi Sands Game Reserve in northeast South Africa is under lock and key. It's kosher with 2 different sets of utensils for meat and dairy, and all prepared food conforming to Jewish dietary regulations.
So it's not a section in a kitchen that is kosher. It's actually a complete satellite kitchen that's fully equipped.
We got a special rate to see the workings of the kitchen with Timeless Africa Safaris, which caters to kosher guests.
We are a Jewish company, so the natural combination of pleasing and meeting all of our guests' needs was an easy match with having an understanding of the culture and the religion and all the diversity that it takes from being extremely kosher to kosher light.
She says that enables guests to forget about food concerns and immerse themselves in what they're here for, the wildlife.
We just came across this elephant. It's a male, about 40 years old.
Only about 5% of guests who book with Timeless Safaris are kosher, but about 95% have some sort of dietary request. For travel advisor Jim Bent, journeys used to be challenging for his family after his son Andrew was diagnosed with celiac disease 17 years ago.
We used to have a suitcase and we would pack it full of gluten-free food that you couldn't buy at the market because it just wasn't available in packaged goods. So we actually made all of his food and traveled the world.
He offers a few tips for travelers with dietary needs. Let the hotel know in advance what you require. Meet with a chef if you're in a remote location, and try to get the same waiter at meals.
Today, it's a lot easier to manage traveling and dietary preferences that are out there.
So all you need to worry about digesting is the view.
A recent survey from Statista finds more than 4 in 10 Americans now adhere to some sort of dietary rule. Other surveys show the figure is as high as 6 in 10 Americans. Mark and Brady?
That is a lot. Now, does it cost extra for dietary changes while traveling?
It depends what you need and want. Just looking at the kosher options with Timeless Africa Safaris, they range from $25 to $900 extra a night, depending on which one you choose. Other companies have tours in which kosher or other diet considerations are already included in the final price.
Well, this sounds like quite the trip. How difficult is it to get to South Africa from the U.S.?
Well, there are direct flights to Johannesburg from New York, Atlanta, and Washington. United will also launch new direct flights from Washington to Cape Town in November, adding to its nonstop flights to Cape Town from Newark that first started in 2019. It is a very long flight, about 15 hours. So you better be ready to settle in.
Yeah, you'll be hungry when you get there, that's for sure. Wendy, thanks for being with us. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, sure.
And there's more to come at 4. Teachers are on strike in Columbus, Ohio.
What's happening there is playing out in other cities all over the country. More on that coming up after Greg's First Warn forecast.
Say goodbye to your old, outdated kitchen. With cabinet refacing from Mad City Kitchens, choose from dozens of colors and wood grain designs like oak gray, cascade white, and chocolate pear. Durable, scratch and stain resistant, easy to clean, and so affordable. We install in as little as 2 days, and the results are stunning.
It's unbelievable the difference it made when you walk through the door and it catches your eye as soon as you come in the door. You see the kitchen, and boy, it's marvelous.
Now, 20 homeowners will save with free installation on a cabinet refacing project. But these are the final days. 18 months, no interest and no payments. Senior and military discounts. Plus, we'll compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
Made in America is more than just a slogan. It's smart policy. When we manufacture things here, our shelves are stocked, and it creates jobs you can raise a family on. Like my parents had. My mom was a teacher, and my dad worked 3rd shift. I'm tired of the excuses from millionaires running the Senate. I'll bring manufacturing back here, so folks like you who actually earn your paychecks finally get a fair shot. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Take a look at this. Severe drought conditions in Texas have uncovered dinosaur tracks that are reportedly be more than 113 million years old. Experts say the prints revealed themselves in a bed of a dried-out river in Dinosaur Valley State Park. So it's just not a clever name. With rain in the forecast, the tracks will soon be resubmerged, which experts say will be good for their protection and preservation. I'm guessing they're been filled in by now. A lot of rain down in Texas the last couple of days.
That's neat to see.
Yeah.
Well, fair warning, once you hear this, you can't unhear it. And it's a little terrifying. It's the sound of a black hole. Great, I'm looking forward to these nightmares. NASA shared this 34-second clip of the Perseus Galaxy Cluster, which is about 240 million light years away from Earth. Scientists say the black hole sends out pressure waves that cause ripples in the hot gas, which can be translated into a note. And to be clear, though, the actual note is one humans can't hear. It's about 57 octaves below middle C, but the people at NASA say they shifted the note so we could all hear it. Thanks. Amplified it and then mixed it with other data they have about black holes. Talk about a perfect addition to your Halloween playlist.
So if you scream in a black void, no one's going to hear you, unless it's enhanced by NASA.
In case you ever find yourself in a black hole just screaming.
It's hard to even comprehend what all that is.
New ringtone, huh?
Oh, yeah. I like that.
All right, so some rain on the way.
That it is. Tonight we should have showers and thunderstorms. We'll track that when we come back here in a little bit.
A friend that we didn't know, we both had it done at Mad City at the same time. We both ordered it, and she had it done after I did, and she loves her kitchen.
Mad City is the company your neighbors trust. More than 50,000 satisfied customers and an A+ rating with the BBB. With cabinet refacing, we can transform your kitchen from old to new in as little as 2 days with gorgeous cabinet colors, countertops, and a new kitchen sink. Don't put off updating your kitchen any longer. Final days for 20 homeowners to receive special savings with free installation on a cabinet refacing project. 18 months, no interest and no payments. Senior and military discounts. We'll compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
If Tim Michaels is governor, here's what reproductive health care would look like in Wisconsin. Providing abortions? A felony. Exceptions in cases of rape or incest? None. Here's what Michael says to Wisconsin women who get pregnant after being raped. To ask her to go through the birth is not unreasonable. Tim Michaels is a radical and divisive politician coming for your rights. Wisconsin women deserve better. Vote no on Tim Michaels.
This is the Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris ahead of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke.
One Prilosec OTC in the morning blocks excess acid production for a full 24 hours, unlike Pepcid, which stops working after 9. 24-hour protection. Prilosec OTC. One pill, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient, full-line automaker. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we're looking at good sky conditions out there. A few wispy cirrus right now, a few other clouds mid-deck, clouds that are coming in, but overall a nice, warm, and slightly more humid day right now. So temperatures have climbed in the lower 80s like we expect. A little bit cooler as you go further west. Cloud cover's kind of inhibited some of those temperatures from climbing too high, but overall 80s. If we zoom into Dane County, it's pretty much a similar story when we're seeing low 80s. We had even an 83 there earlier, but we have dropped down a few degrees, but overall most of the areas are now sitting around 80 degrees. So that's what we expect. Dew points have increased. Northeast Iowa up to there, we've had increased a little bit of moisture. The real deep moisture actually still laid to the to the south. We're not going to see any of that with this system coming through, but we have noticed an increase in the sign of the storms that are about to come later tonight. The system up to the north right now, most of the activity is in northern Wisconsin. We're waiting for the front to come down into Iowa, and that's where we're going to start to see thunderstorms later tonight, fuel it all the way through northeast Iowa, and that's what's going to eventually push southeast towards us later tonight. So as we look at the overall pattern, that system is coming through, the kink in the flow right there, and then after that, we're speaking of through the weekend, we have the whole pattern starting to shift a little bit further south. So it's going to be more active as we start into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then we'll probably see a drying trend as we get towards later next week. But this weekend does look muggy, it does look warm, and showers and thunderstorms too. Look to that. We could see some marginal conditions for maybe a strong thunderstorm or two tonight. Most of that's going to be in northeast Iowa. That could spread further into southwest Wisconsin later this evening, closer toward midnight. Something to keep an eye on. Heavy rains also potential. We could see some storms here produce maybe an inch pretty quickly in an amount of time. This is kind of a future tracking what could be potentially happen. 9 p.m. the storms start to push into southwest Wisconsin, Richland County, Grant County. After that time period, they approach Dane County quickly about after midnight, and then they scroll through Janesville and then on their way to Milwaukee as we get closer to early in the morning. It looks like we'll have a few showers overall in the commute tomorrow, but it shouldn't be too bad wet-wise, but we should still see some patchy fog as temperatures get down to the mid-60s. Tomorrow, under the northeast flow, we could see afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Not a widespread thing, but there will still be some pop-up ones in the afternoon as we're cooler into the mid to upper 70s. So your 10 days you're looking at right now, 82 warm day to right now. We're going to cool off here tomorrow, and Friday looks to be pleasant. Still some AM patchy fog, and then we're going to start warming up as we get to the weekend with a bunch of showers and thunderstorms. And the biggest thing we'll be noticing on the weekend is that the humidity levels will go much higher, even higher than we've had today. And then after that, we should start to cool off. But it's going to be an unsettled period. The good news is Friday night football looks great for Friday, and most of the day Saturday looks okay too. So overnight, not a washout for the weekend, but certainly it will feel much more summerish as we go through that time period.
All right, so overnight, might hear some rumbles of thunder.
Nothing is more shocking than that black hole sound, though. So, you know, thunder is We have thunder and then the black hole sound, so we're fine.
You're kind of obsessed with this, aren't you?
Well, it didn't haunt you? It sounded like the Upside Down in Stranger Things.
Oh, Stranger Things.
Anyway, all right. Thanks, Greg.
Greg, thank you. Well, today is the first day of school in Columbus, Ohio, but substitutes are standing in for striking teachers.
The union is demanding better conditions for working and learning. What's playing out in Ohio's largest school district is an example of what's happening in many communities nationwide. Here's the story.
As students across the nation head back to class, teachers in Ohio's largest school district are marking themselves absent, hitting the picket lines for the first time in nearly 50 years.
The teachers union has been negotiating with the school board for months. Class was supposed to begin on Wednesday, but for now, there's still no agreement in sight.
School does start on Wednesday, which means our children will be online learning. We know that this is absolutely not ideal.
The school board president calling the decision to strike disappointing.
The board has demonstrated that it has worked hard to try to come to a resolution with CEA, and at this point we are where we are because CEA did not determine it wanted to be a collaborative partner at the negotiation table.
Y'all look good.
But union leaders say they were left with no choice.
We have just reached a point where, you know, the conditions in Columbus City schools are just not acceptable. COVID really kind of burned out a lot of teachers, and we're afraid that if we don't put this out in the forefront now, that we will just continue to break down our teachers and lose public education altogether.
Their demands: smaller classes, functional heating and air conditioning, and a well-rounded curriculum that includes art, music, and physical education. For now, classes are being taught online by substitute teachers, but some parents say their kids won't be logging on.
Push.
For Kelly Freeman's son, Arthur, that means missing his first day in kindergarten.
We're going to be keeping him home. We're not going to cross the picket line, virtual or not.
Others worry about how their kids will handle the challenge of learning from home.
What really went through my mind is that he wasn't going to have that interaction with this classroom.
Some are now seeking education alternatives like charter schools.
So we have parents calling literally every second of the day right now. Do y'all have wait lists? How soon can we get our children in?
While students just want life to get back to normal.
We can just go back to a regular school year.
Schools across the U.S. are scrambling to fill vacancies brought on by a shortage of some 300,000 teachers. The education secretary this week acknowledging that teachers should be paid more.
In the last 25 years, when you adjust for inflation, teachers have made only $29 more than they did 25 years ago. We need to do better there.
Educators report low morale and burnout, exacerbated by the pandemic, meager pay, crowded classrooms, concerns about a growing number of school shootings, and changing guidance on what they're allowed to teach.
We need to actually start investing in our schools. Teachers of America are crucial to the development of our society, and we really need to put that focus back on the teachers and the students because they're the ones that are going to be the citizens of tomorrow. CEA!
For now, these instructors say the best lesson they can teach is to strike.
All right, coming up next year on Live at 4, Jeannie Mose tells us the story of a man with a chip, not on his shoulder, but in his hand.
Can't wait to see that. Well, then at 5, with less than 2 weeks before students head back to the classroom, some parents in Dane County are scrambling to find after-school childcare after a popular provider can't provide any more care. Catherine Merck has the story.
Attention homeowners, if you've been thinking about updating your kitchen all year long, now's the time to take action. Final days for 20 homeowners to receive special savings on cabinet refacing from Mad City Kitchens. Avoid the lengthy remodel, stay under budget, and transform your kitchen with new cabinet colors and hardware, soft close doors and drawers, even a kitchen island. Installed in as little as 2 days, backed with a lifetime warranty. Time's running out. Final days. 20 homeowners who call now will receive free installation on a cabinet refacing project. 18 months, no interest and no payments. Senior and military discounts. We'll take before and after pictures and compensate you for your time. Last chance to call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
I'm Tim Michaels, and I know a thing or two about construction. But sometimes, before you start building, you have to tear things down. That's why I'll dump Beaver's job-killing agenda. Totally demolish the woke liberals' anti-police agenda. And hammer Madison's special interest. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm a businessman, not a politician. Tony Evers and his liberal friends have made an absolute mess of Wisconsin. We've got a blueprint to rebuild. But first, we need to do a little demolition.
Get the guaranteed lowest appliance and grill prices of the season at the end of summer clearance sale at Grand Appliance. Save up to 25% instantly on unbeatable deals, like this LG Mega Capacity Washer for just $698, and up to $1,000 in additional package rebate savings you won't find anywhere else. Shop your local showroom or grandappliance.com today. Grand Appliance. You make it home, we make it grand.
At Bachman Pools and Spas, we have 25 hot tubs on display.
Several models available for immediate delivery.
For a limited time, all new hot spring spas come with a revolutionary freshwater salt system for free.
That's a $1,200 value.
You owe it to yourself to experience soft, natural, healthy water.
Hurry in to take advantage of special 0% interest for 60 months. Plus, get a free freshwater salt system.
Relax. It's Bachman's.
New at 5, 2 weeks until school, and parents are scrambling to find childcare after school. The YMCA can't provide programming at some locations. What will happen to those students?
Showers and thunderstorms are likely tonight, but the chances for rain will gradually fall tomorrow. Friday will be sunny and dry, but the weekend will be warmer and more humid with chances for rain by Sunday. I'll let you know how much rain to expect tonight at 5.
Then at 6, it's a fight for the right to a speedy trial. Continuing our coverage of the public defender shortage, we follow up with the lawsuit that's been filed. That's tonight at 6. Here's a live look at downtown Madison on this sunny Wednesday afternoon. Nice day in the capital city.
Never get sick of that view.
No, it's something. Well, are you the type who has trouble keeping track of your car keys?
Yes. Well, a Michigan man solved that problem by turning himself into a key.
Jeannie Mose reports.
Why worry about losing your car keys when you can take matters into your own hands, literally? With a chip implanted in your hand at a tattoo and piercing parlor.
You can't lose your hand, so you'll always have a way of getting in your car.
Brandon Delali had a local anesthetic injected, then the chip inserted. A few days later, his hand hardly sore. He was hovering over the door pillar to open his Tesla. Though he's been mocked, Tesla bros will single-handedly ruin civilization. Brandon says he's no Elon Musk groupie, but rather...
I'm a huge tech nerd. I work in technology.
What he really wants is for the chip to be updated so the implant will work for credit cards. But till that's possible, he'll settle for starting his Tesla by holding his hand over the console.
We're getting a lot of comments saying, well, what if somebody comes after you and chops off your hand?
Brandon already had a chip implanted in his other hand that allows him to unlock the door to his home. It also holds his contact and medical information, such as COVID vaccinations. It glows green, so you know the phone is reading the chip. Can you show me your lump?
It's hard to see, but you can kind of see part of it kind of pop up on the end right there.
Barely a bump, though he's taking his lumps online. But they don't get to say with a wave of the hand.
Open, O sesame! Yes, open, O sesame.
Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
I'm not going to say a word.
Yeah, are you going to put that on your list of things to try?
Brandon.
I feel like he could just get a clip, like a keychain. Oh.
I didn't think you needed a key to get into a Tesla that just opened by itself if you had the key on you.
I wouldn't know.
I don't either. All right, 6 months ago today, Russia invaded Ukraine.
We'll find out how the war has evolved over time and what lies ahead when Live at 4 continues.
For over 40 years, RSVP, the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, has been enriching lives in Dane County.
Both the Madison Senior Center and RSVP serve older adults and are looking to help older adults stay connected to the community. The RSVP Bus Buddy program brings adults to the Madison Senior Center to participate in events like our Health and Resource Fair.
It's a wonderful feeling because so many of these people were scared to get on a bus. They said, I don't know where to put the money in, I don't know how to catch the bus, I don't know where to go. I had one woman who told me just because I showed her how to get on the bus and go out to Easttown and walk around, she said she felt like she was going to the state fair. And so this was total independence for her, just to go out there and walk around and see people and have a cup of coffee.
Tom, why was it that you wanted to get involved in the Bus Buddy program?
Well, I'm a relatively new resident to Madison here, so I didn't know. I wanted to find out about all the nice places in Madison. I got the Bus Buddy sheet listing where we'd be going. They all sounded absolutely fantastic. I signed up for them all. Take me everywhere. But the one place we went I especially liked was Allen Garden in the university area. It's like a miniature old brick. It's the cutest, sweetest, loveliest little garden you ever saw in your life.
Look at the joy that this program brings to people. Thank you so much. RSVP of Dane County, where volunteers make a difference. I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
Made in America is more than just a slogan. It's smart policy. When we manufacture things here, our shelves are stocked, and it creates jobs you can raise a family on. Like my parents had. My mom was a teacher, and my dad worked third shift. I'm tired of the excuses from millionaires running the Senate. I'll bring manufacturing back here, so folks like you who actually earn your paychecks finally get a fair shot. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. During our Labor Day sale, get great deals on Tempur-Pedic mattresses, like a queen Tempur-Pedic for only $22.49. Plus, you get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Or save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable base sets. And you can rest easy when you take advantage of Steinhoffels' 60-month zero-interest financing. Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep? Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Right now, traffic's looking actually really good. Just the normal slowdowns right now, dry pavement, so we're not looking at any issues. Incidences, a few disabled vehicles out there, but otherwise no crashes currently going on with construction. So as we noticed, conditions right now are good, and they should continue through the evening and almost to midnight, and thereafter we're going to start seeing some problems with wet pavement showers and thunderstorms. But for the time being, for this evening, we should be good to go with all the roads.
All right, Greg, thank you. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says his country is in a new era.
During a speech today, Zelensky said Ukraine became a new nation after Russia began its unprovoked invasion.
Zelensky made the comments in honor of Ukraine's Independence Day, which happens to fall today, exactly 6 months after the war with Russia began.
We're holding on for 6 months. It's difficult for us, but we clenched our fists, fighting for our fate. Every new day is a new reason not to give up, because, having gone through so much, we have no right not to reach the end. What is the end of the war for us? We used to say peace. Now we say victory.
Well, joining us once again is Yoshiko Herrera, a political science professor and an expert of Russian politics and Eastern Europe in general. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Well, is it safe to say some people are surprised at the Ukrainian tenacity?
I think some people, although I think from the early days of the war, maybe people who were surprised that they got used to it, because there were predictions 6 months ago that Ukraine would fall quickly, and those predictions didn't come true. So I think the resolve and resilience and sacrifices of the Ukrainian people, the Ukrainian army, have been pretty consistent throughout the war.
The U.S. is still sending aid. It's $13.6 million since the war began. Another $3 billion today. What impact has that had, and is it enough?
I think that it's had a very positive impact, especially in the last couple of months. We've seen that the advanced weapon systems by the U.S. have made a big difference in terms of Ukrainians being able to target Russian military areas behind the front lines. So I think the military aid has been very important, has been significant. Some people are calling for more. I think there's a strategy in the way that the aid has been dispersed. I think that this announcement of $3 billion today is also kind of symbolically significant as well.
Well, the Russians seem frustrated at how slow the advance has been on their end. Is that something that you're finding to be true?
Yes, they've basically made no new gains for the last few months. They still control about 20% of the country, so there's still a lot of work to do for Ukrainians, but the Russians have not been able to advance almost at all, and they have been held back in some key places like Kherson. There's discussion of the Ukrainian strategy being to eliminate ammunition and supplies and things like that before starting a new offensive to take back that territory, but that sort of looks like what's going on, and I think Russia has been thwarted, at least in its goals to capture more territory than they had in the initial months of the war.
So is it safe to say things are sort of stalled out at this point?
I think they've stalled out for the Russian side. I think the Ukrainians, one way to look at it is that rather than just a frontal assault, they're taking a more methodical approach to limit casualties in order to reduce the Russians' ability to fight before they try to take back territory.
Do we have any clarity at all on what it would take to actually end this war?
Well, unfortunately, both sides are pretty committed to fighting. So I think there's basically no chance of some kind of negotiated peace settlement. And even if there was, we see from the Russian side that they are untrustworthy and they lie and they don't keep their promises. So it would be pointless, I think, to make a deal with Russia. So I think a peace settlement at this point is probably very unlikely. And I think that both sides are going to continue as much as they can. But Russia has not mobilized its population. It has sustained a lot of casualties. And there's a lot of discussion that it has limitations in the troops and the ammunition and supplies that it needs to go further. On the Ukrainian side, they are ramping up their supplies and the number of people are committed to fighting is high. And so to some extent, it looks like, I would say, Ukraine definitely has the edge in the sense of the long-term fight, but it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon.
Yeah, it doesn't look that way. We'll see what the next 6 months brings. Yoshika, thanks for being with us again. Great information as usual.
Thank you.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
At iMart Express, you'll save on glasses for classes. For $79, get 2 pairs with kid-safe polycarbonate lenses and a free 1-year frame warranty. Don't let the bell ring before you get a chance to save. A $200 value, all for $79.
I worked really hard to save for retirement, worked all the hours I could, whatever it took. But Ron Johnson thinks we should consider raising the retirement age for Social Security and Medicare. That's a terrible idea. And he voted over and over again to weaken and cut Medicare, driving up our costs. Ron Johnson even wanted to privatize Social Security, calling it a legal Ponzi scheme. Tell Ron Johnson to strengthen Medicare.
Avoiding triggers but still get migraine attacks? Qulipta can help prevent migraine attacks. Qulipta gets right to work, keeps attacks away over time. Qulipta is a preventive treatment for episodic migraine. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and tiredness. Ask your doctor about Qulipta.
I'm Tim Michaels, and I know a thing or two about construction. But sometimes, before you start building, you have to tear things down. That's why I'll dump Beaver's job-killing agenda. Totally demolish the woke liberals' anti-police agenda. And hammer Madison's special interest. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm a businessman, not a politician. Tony Evers and his liberal friends have made an absolute mess of Wisconsin. We've got a blueprint to rebuild. But first, we need to do a little demolition.
iMart Express owns selection, price, and speed. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs starting under $40. Progressives, 2 pairs start under $80. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. iMart Express. Right glasses, right price, right now.
There's no place to go after school for some students. News 3 Now examines how the YMCA's pause on programs will impact families. And Ukraine celebrates its Independence Day during a war for it. We highlight how local groups continue to aid the ravaged country at 5.
It all comes down to the final drive. News 3 Now brings you the big play highlights and scores from Southern Wisconsin high school football action. Don't miss the final drive. Fridays on News 3 Now at 10.
And we're looking for partly cloudy skies, becoming cloudy overnight. Showers and thunderstorms developing. Like I said, out west, probably 9 to 10 after that. Madison area probably closer to midnight or thereafter. We're looking at temperatures there, 65. Tomorrow, more showers and thunderstorms. And don't forget about the app as we go. Download that. And the 10-day looks to be more muggy shower thunderstorms this weekend.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
At TSR, we transform your old, beat-up concrete into a beautiful, durable surface in one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings. We specialize in garages, patios, pool decks, basements, and more. We don't just coat over your old concrete. We start by grinding it down, then we apply the base coat and chip and seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. Our coatings are beautiful, durable, ridiculously easy to clean, and are backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. Our in-house team is ready to answer any questions that you have before and after the install. And right now on all projects, we're offering 15% off. Call the number shown below or visit our website for your new floor today.
Day floor.
We're an electrical contractor for commercial ag companies. We have 80 employees and 40 trucks, and we operate all over. We're paying almost double what we did last year for fuel, and policies from liberals in Washington are making it worse. Senator Ron Johnson is fighting for relief at the pump. He voted to finish the Keystone Pipeline and increase U.S. oil and gas production. That could make a real difference for small businesses like us. Tell Senator Ron Johnson, keep fighting to restore American energy independence.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
In today's Final Touch, a new high-tech dinosaur exhibit is roaring its way into London.
Jurassic World, the exhibition lets fans of it get up close and personal with dinosaurs. Well, a T-Rex is on the loose. Well, it's all part of the theater at the Jurassic World, an immersive experience featuring actors and animatronic dinosaurs. There's 20,000 square feet of exhibit space, and the promoter for the space says the tech involved is just phenomenal. The sound effects, the state-of-the-art lighting, all makes it feel as if you're among living dinosaurs. Who doesn't want that? As well as towering monsters, there are plenty more cuddly big dinosaurs throughout the experience. Perfect for a selfie. Jurassic World is open in London through November.
Now you just need that black hole sound.
The black hole sound.
And the dinosaurs running around.
The chopper to get you out of there when things go amok. Laura Dern. I've seen those movies.
Thanks, Brady.
Thanks.
We'll be back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.